Just do me a favor, if you happen to have it um, somewhere else on a screen, let me know if it goes live. Or actually, I guess I'll know because then I can see the chat fill up.
Yeah, I'll watch it too.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
La la la. Episode 7. We need a theme song. Pop out chat. Oh, can I do a pop out chat? That's kind of interesting. La la la. Oh, we got 11 people in. Okay. All right. All right.
You were down with us, our delayed start.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, this is the world's best basement fishing show on YouTube, so it wouldn't make sense to start on time. It wouldn't make sense to really promote it. This is one of those things where you have to be subscribed, have the little bell thingy, and then actually like be tuned in and have no life and be free on a Friday at 8 o'clock.
Luckily, nowadays that's like half the population.
I know. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely easy to get a lot more people watching. I mean, if we have 13 people watching right now, how many people will we have in like real life? Like 2? What's up, guys? For everyone kind of slowly coming into the shelter show. Thanks for joining. We're starting to see everyone and see fill in. Yeah, so we didn't really promote this one because frankly, man, the days kind of blend and I don't know. Fridays like sneak up. I mean, Fridays feel like Saturdays, feel like Sundays, feel like Wednesdays. So there's really no promotion here. The name of this episode is Winging It, and we're literally winging it today. We're not gonna. There's no guests. There's no agenda. It might look like we're pulling this like out of our asses, but really, I mean, there actually is some structure behind the scenes. We got to get people in place. We have topics to talk about, but today is the day we literally just fly by the seat of our pants, just like Adam's YouTube career. We're winging it.
That's right. Every day is different, so you gotta just play it by ear, I guess.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. We got 15. Oh man, we just dropped to 14, so it doesn't look like we're gonna be hitting our goal today. But oh man, we only have 13 watching now that we promised that there was no guests. Sorry guys, I thought you were here for us. But hey, stay tuned for next week. Next week should be a pretty good show because we're gonna have the live drawing of the fundraiser that I was running, and today is the last day. So Patrick, thanks for chiming in there. Today is the last day you can contribute. So just really quickly, thank you guys for helping me out. Again, that was a fundraiser that went in support of the Early Horizons Daycare Center in Sunnyvale, and we raised over $1,700. So $1,700 is going to be added to the GoFundMe, which I think currently sits at over $70,000 of their $100,000 goal. And for those of you wondering, like, well, why are we giving all these teachers money? Well, it's a staff, so it's everyone at the facility, staff, people that work behind the scenes, front office. 50 to 60 people lost their jobs, and that $100,000 goal is basically cut up between 50 to 60 people. So really, it's like $70,000 divvied up between 50 and 60 people. And if you have a family, if you have groceries, if you pay rent, do the math. Each person is going to get about, I don't know, $1,300. That doesn't go very far. And it's just enough for rent, groceries, whatever they need. And so a lot of those people are single parents or single household income. So again, I did my part. Thanks to you guys, we helped raise some stuff through the channel. $1,700 gets a lot of people some stuff to kind of keep them afloat. So today technically is the last day. So if you guys have any interest in donating, just check out my channel and my Instagram, and you guys will see details. And so, yeah, this is the last day. So this is probably the last you hear about it. But next week we'll have the live drawing and the giveaway. So if you're in it, you're probably curious to see if you want or not. And maybe we'll have some guests, kind of in line with the giveaway that'll be, taking part in the actual giveaway, and we'll guys, hype you up for the potential winner there. So just looking at the comments, we're seeing it fill in. Again, if you guys are tuning in, this is the Shelter Show episode 7. Kind of snuck this one on you. 16 people watching. These dudes don't read comments when they drop the live feed. What's up?
I need a haircut badly. I don't know what to do with this stuff up here. I can't cut it myself. I'm not a sushi chef like Taku who can like do everything himself. But
you know what, dude? My wife, she's cut my hair twice now. I complained a few weeks ago about the first attempt, but we've corrected things. We're back on track. Number 2 fade on the side, number 3, then a 4 on the top. That's all you need, Adam. I'm telling you, you could do it. It was like $40 for a Corsair. You know what? It might actually be behind me. I make fun. Okay, little inside news. I make fun of Adam for looking like he's in a bathroom. I actually am in a bathroom and broadcast from my bathroom because it's the quietest room while the kids are sleeping. So I'm gonna look behind me and see if my shaving kit is behind me. It might be within reach.
I was thinking before, I was like, once this quarantine's over, like there's gonna be huge lines at the barber shops everywhere. But now I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe not. Everyone's just gonna learn how to do it at home, and who knows? I don't know. I haven't learned how to do it yet, though. So
the nice thing about this quarantine is it's definitely filtering out the men from the boys. A lot of people are trying to live on their own. Actually, do a lot of things that they're not used to doing themselves, and so. I don't know. I got a lot of support on my side. I know a lot of people are hurting right now and they're going crazy at home, but I have so much to do and I have a lot to keep me busy. Cutting my own hair is not one of those skills I'm picking up in the quarantine though. But thankfully, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but my wife's Korean, so I think it's in her genes to like cut hair. Do nails. I don't get my nails done, but at least cut hair. Like she should be genetically inclined to do a pretty nice fade. And with the hair I have, she's done a pretty good job. So yeah, we are always checking the comments. I saw somebody say that they never check the comments. We do. We know that you're here. I always have one eye on the comments, one eye on Adam's background, one eye on myself to make sure I'm in frame. So always trying to juggle all these things. It's being live in front of people. The vocal part is easy for me, just the stream of thought and putting it into words, but managing everything in the background can be a little tricky. But we always see what you guys say. Like Chris Johnson, he says, I've subscribed to both of these dudes when they were both brand new, and I remember Issues video and Francis Lake, they never respond either. We always respond. What are you talking about? I reply to almost every good comment. If you have a good comment, I'm going to reply.
Same here. I love seeing the comments too. I just like what everyone has to say. So.
Ankin T says, Ish is dropping a deuce. I always drop a deuce after the Shelter Show. Something about...
Just that efficiency. You don't even need to get up.
No, I go like 2 feet over. That's like my daily commute. Actually, I'm lucky enough to work from home, and I work from my bedroom. So I sleep in my bedroom, work in my bedroom. I'm not really mobile these days, and I think it's starting to like, you could tell there's a lot of immobility in my life right now. And I think I've gained like that COVID-19, 19 pounds. Yeah. Now I have the Filipino curse. I'm going to be skinny till I'm 40 and then boom, gout.
That's right. If you stay on the kayak game, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, man. If you guys want to have an understanding of like how much of a workout it is, like kayaking, like the amount of work that Adam puts in to catching his fish, the amount of work I put in to catch my fish, ton of work, and it'll keep you fit, man. Like if a game warden stops you as you're launching your kayak, if he doesn't have a kayak, he will write you a ticket. If he does have a kayak and he knows what it's like, then he's gonna be like, Thai Lions, bro, good luck. Crispy Fish says, Die Hard, do we have squid in the Bay Area?
They're out there somewhere. At least they were when I filmed that video.
Videos?
They're out there. You got to find them, but they're out there.
Video. I love how he says video singular. Like the last 10 videos he's put out. Just nothing but squid. Nothing but squid. Nothing but squid.
I said it in the last video. Everything will eat a squid. Like, it doesn't matter if you're fish for like lingcod, halibut. I've seen salmon eat squid, rockfish, and even humans like squid. I mean, I've eaten a lot of squid myself in the last couple weeks. So.
Yeah. When as a kid, it was one of those things where like mustard, cilantro, like throw it up those things that like you hate as a kid, and then as you get older, you start to appreciate them more and more. And now, whenever I'm at like an Italian restaurant, man, like fried squid just with the right sauce is just bomb. So yeah, one of these days, Adam will show me his honey hole, and I will leverage this YouTube relationship that I built with him for 3 years, and maybe he'll show me the ways. But he's been pretty shady lately. I've been like, hey, Adam, I could use some halibut. What's up, man? Nothing. But hey, Mr. Full-Time, new rules. I understand. You do you, boo. As they say. Is that what they say? Is that what kids say on TikTok? I don't know.
My wife say that. Not to me, but to other people. But
hey, 32 people are watching. What's the deal with fishing? So thank you, Super Bad, for 15 on shore. Yeah, Adam, you can't really talk to this because you're always out there floating around in your kayak. So I'll answer this. Can you fish from shore? Oh man, again, we're like what 7 weeks deep into this quarantine, and I kind of position myself as the boring quarantine guy, so I'll make it quick. The easiest thing you can do is go to your county's website and look up the outdoor ordinances, because there is what Gavin Newsom is saying for the state. There's the state memos that go out. There's the almost daily 10-minute rundowns that he has, and then there's what the county ultimately ends up doing with governance from the state. But sometimes they're put in a position to make the decision for themselves, unless your OC county, and Newsom said, hey, no more fishing for you guys for a while, because OC, according to the media and blah 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 and health officials, they kind of ruined it for themselves, almost ruined it for the whole state. I thought for a quick minute there that the entire state was going to be on lockdown as far as beach access, but it turns out only OC County was. So there's so much information and misinformation. The best thing you can do is to go online to your county's website and look for the daily ordinance. Like, I live in the Bay Area. If you guys aren't watching from the Bay Area, I live in the Bay Area, specifically the peninsula, which is the stretch from San Francisco to San Jose. There's 3 counties that make up the peninsula run, and each county kind of has their own thing. They're almost similar, but they kind of have their own deal. As of today, the county I'm in, legally, I'm not supposed to drive 5 miles from my house for non-essential travel. So it's supposed to be for essential travel only. All the beaches that I usually go to, all the launches I usually go to, they're either closed, the parking lots are closed, or the launches are closed. And even if I found my way around them, technically I could get ticketed for being outside of that 5-mile bubble that I'm supposed to be in. So obviously I haven't been fishing, and then 2, I've kind of told myself to do other projects to give myself an excuse to not fish, which is like driving me crazy because I really want to fish, but at the same time, there's stuff to catch up on in real life. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I have a family, you guys know that, and it's given me an excuse to really kind of get some other stuff done. But Adam, you've seen his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still fishing. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm always hesitant to like give updates on the COVID situation, because, well, it's different depending on where you're living. Even county to county is different, and 2, like every day is different. For example, yesterday, I thought that all the beaches in California were going to get shut down yesterday morning. So me being a fishing channel, I went out and tried to film out as much content as I could. But then it turns out it was just Orange County as far as beaches go. But I guess it is a warning sign that, if it becomes an issue, boom, they'll shut it down just like that. So definitely be careful out there, and keep that in mind if you are going out and fish. But
yeah, no, it's unprecedented times, and I'm going to take it back a couple episodes. I saw a comment from Kaura Fishing. It was the last comment I saw in the AMA section, and he asked, what inspired you guys to come up with the shelter show? And I bring that up because we're all kind of stuck at home. We have this captive audience. There's really no outlet to the community like a live stream like this. No one's really done it, I don't think, at least for the Bay Area. And so I've actually always told Adam and June that number one, I'm a huge Howard Stern fan, and everyone kind of likes Joe Rogan. That's why he's become so popular. So I've always envisioned myself in a position to kind of host a one-on-one kind of show like that. And we actually, Adam, myself, and June planned to film like a proper Joe Rogan ripoff fishing podcast at June's Taekwondo studio, like the week before shelter in place would happen. And so we were kind of sitting around on our, chat thinking like, how can we do this virtually? And how can we broadcast ourselves to YouTube? And so that is the origin of the shelter show, the attempted ripoff of a Joe Rogan style fishing podcast that we were going to cut up into segments and post on our channels and see if that worked. And then the shelter in place kind of ruined that. We weren't supposed to be hanging out together. We weren't supposed to be traveling after hours to go record. And so we figured out a way to do it live and do it on YouTube. So if you guys have noticed, I think I don't know. I kind of raise my hand when I have diarrhea of the mouth and I can keep a conversation flowing. And so I've kind of taken the position as host and lead. And then Adam's the better fisherman. And so he's the skill guy, right? And then we don't know what we do with June. June, that's if June decides to even show up. He's kind of dogging us right now. He said he was going to be here, but he's not here. So we don't know what June does.
Secretly, yeah, I think I saw him in the chat here. So he's kind of halfway with us.
Yeah, June, why are you sneaking around? Why are you taking your videos down, bro? How come you're not posting your videos the day you film anymore? How come you waiting for a month? He's been hanging out with all those catch and release striper OGs too much, I think.
Going back to his roots. But yeah, I saw a what's up from Leroy. I forgot what your last name was.
Leroy. His last name is Jenkins. Come on. Jank. Jim is comedic relief. I think he means June. June is comedic relief. Yeah. So that was the impetus for the shelter show. And so I don't know if this show will continue. Like, let's just say the world goes back to normal tomorrow. Will we have a show to continue? Who knows? Maybe if you guys if you guys like it enough, and we can continue the viewership. And if you guys like what you're saying, cool. I would, in my mind, I'm like, let's get it to an hour. Let's get guests in. Let's get content packed. Let's cut up the good stuff, and then chop it up and post it in segments, kind of like what Joe Rogan does, what Howard Stern does, what a lot of news broadcasts do. And then like 2 hours goes by, and then I see it posted automatically for me. I throw up a thumbnail, and then the last thing I want to do is like edit it, and I'm like so tired after these shows. I don't know. I think being on for 2 hours, like it's like working for like 8 hours. It's weird. Yeah. But really, like, if you guys are busy doing something, I've always envisioned that the audio portion of each live stream is something you guys could play in the background, like a radio talk show. Like Sarah and Vinny, my wife loves Sarah and Vinny. She plays their podcast in the background while she's doing stuff. I do the same for Howard Stern, Joe Rogan, and the other podcasts I listen to. So we don't have a proper podcast setup, but the live stream, option on YouTube is a pretty cool way to do it. So yeah. And frankly, we don't have anything else to do Friday nights, like Master Blast is saying. So yeah, I'm not working Friday nights. Obviously, 48 people, well, 50 if you count Adam, myself, and the 48 people watching. Nothing better to do but to hang out on a live stream. And and you've noticed that this live stream is continuously popping up on my channel. We originally were sharing the load and kind of spreading the awareness. Honestly, I think the best thing to do is to keep it on my channel, because I kind of drive the content every week. Adam, since the inception of the show, has gone full time, and I think if you were to do a live stream like this, I think it would mess up his algorithm, because he needs to consistently post content that's going to be watched and rewatched all the way through, not live streams that you can pick through. So I'll absorb the loss. I'm waving the white flag as far as the YouTuber race between the three of us, I guess. And then June, Mr. Comedic Relief, who knows where he's at, so can't depend on him for a show. So it leaves it up to me, the dad, the responsible dad.
Anyway, so it's better that you hold it anyway.
Yeah.
If I hosted, man, this thing would be a mess. So we're all
Leroy Reprogrel. What kind of last name is that? Is that Serbian? Oh, who knows? He says, what does he say? He says, congrats, Adam. So again, Adam, congrats. It's been a week since you've been officially full-time. You've been posting like crazy, some amazing videos. I have a question.
Sure.
Can you keep up this freaking crazy pace that you set for yourself? It's been awesome. You've gotten tons of views, very deserved views. Well, what's next, man? Really, like, can you go up from here?
See, I'm hesitant. I feel like I can't, or I feel like it's possible, but I feel like, well, fishing is never guaranteed. Everyone knows that, but also Mother Nature has just been really good to me in the past couple weeks. So I've been able to get out, on a somewhat regular basis. But I will say one thing that is nice when you're fishing more often, you kind of have a better understanding of what the fish are doing, or at least that's what I've experienced. So like, if I was fishing once a week, I feel like sometimes I feel like, oh, the one time I'm going is like a scouting mission, and I never get to actually like target the fish that I want to catch. But fishing a little more often, I feel like then you can kind of really hone in. Like, I mean, well, I'll just say like, so the last few videos, a lot of them have been halibut fishing. The first couple of times I was like still figuring it out, and then finally in the last one, the one that I posted I think on Wednesday, like that was like I knew what I was doing the whole I already had everything planned out, and obviously I was able to convert and seal it up. So
yeah, for those of you that don't know Adam personally, I think this is like, for the little bit I know of Adam personally, this is like prime time to attempt the YouTube career, because he's not jumping into it at 100,000 subs, 200,000 subs, the metrics that I would say the average YouTuber who kind of is transitioning from a real job to taking on YouTube, he's jumping in pretty early. And so a lot of things have to line up in your life to be able to do that. So from the outside looking in, I know Adam's, weighed the pros and cons. This, in my opinion, this is the best time for him in his life to do it, I think. And so he's hitting the ground running. So again, if you guys want to patronize Adam, he's the local kid that is doing it for us. If you guys want to rep him and help his channel grow, yeah, you could buy shirts, and yeah, you could watch his videos. Really, the best thing you could do, and I mentioned this in a comment when he went live, is to watch his vid, immediately replay it, just let it go all the way through. Just watch all the bada bings and bada booms that he's dropping.
The YouTube algorithm.
just and then comment, and then like the video. Like a lot of people, call actions. Hey, what's up, guys? Can you comment my video, like the video, hit the bell, blah, blah, blah. Well, people do that not because they like you, but because they want the algorithm to see the interaction. But really what counts is that replay. So that's the best thing you could do for Adam. So if you don't like him, just downvote him and just come watch me. You could do that. But really, that's the best thing you could do to grow a channel. And it looks like it's kind of working, because I remember when you made that jump, you were at a certain sub count, and you are now at a relatively higher sub count. So
I just crossed 30,000 subscribers like this week. So definitely see that. I mean, and posting more kind of goes hand in hand. So yeah, I definitely see the increase. And yeah, like you said, I mean, the last couple weeks have been pretty good fishing for me. So I hope I can keep it up. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna give it my all. So I'm doing it for you guys, and I appreciate the support that not only the viewers, but I appreciate all the support from the viewers, but all the other YouTubers. I kind of even after, I forgot if it was last show or the one before that when I officially announced it or whatever, but a lot of people have reached out to me like with tons of advice and help, and it's just been super great. So
yeah,
I didn't expect it would be that much, so I'm appreciative, grateful of that.
Yeah. So again, throw Adam the support by watching the vids, hitting replay, even if he's catching like little surf perch, even if he's catching little smelt. Elizabeth is probably like got him in his crosshairs, like, look, motherfucker, you don't catch fish and do your part. I'm keeping Olaf. Smash the dislike button on you and unsubscribing from Adam.
And I'm giving him Oh man, and I did see. I saw a comment from Leroy. I don't know why. For some reason, he's just got the best comments right now. But we keep keeping him. Anyways, he said I should go down his way and catch sea bass. And I don't even want to say that word, but I'm desperate to catch one of those. I've been trying. And I don't even know. I'm assuming he's from Southern California somewhere. And once this shelter in place is over, hopefully it ends at some point soon. I would love to travel down to SoCal and do all kinds of fishing, yellowtail, tuna.
Yeah. Mr. Marcus on YouTube just caught that massive 40-pound white sea bass. So they're definitely out there. And the Los Anchovy filmed like a school of like 60-pounders just kind of going through this kelp beds in his Vermilion spot, which I think I know where that's at. So they're there. They're all along the coast.
With all the squid around, anyone who knows sea bass knows that they follow the squid, just similar to the halibut. So with all the squid around in the Bay Area, I've got to believe that there's some around. I haven't crossed paths with one yet, unfortunately, but I'm giving them all. I'm telling you. I guess I'm gonna make it. I'll just do it right now. I'll make it one of my goals, along with the 2020 like I said, a challenge. I need to catch a sea bass this year, and you know what? Might as well make it a 20-pounder, which isn't even that big of a deal with sea bass.
You catch one on a kayak though, you have a good chance that it's gonna be over 20 pounds.
For sure, yeah.
In my limited white sea bass experience, just watching YouTube videos, they always seem to be like monsters. I have seen people catch them in the bay from shore, which is always like a trip. And I don't even want to tell the lure that they use because I'm going to hold on to that myself because I would love to say that I have a shot at them. But the ones I do see caught from kayaks, they're like those big freaking lumbering beasts. And you have every shot, man. Just follow the squid. That's bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna flush that in follow the squid. That's Adam's new slogan right there. Kumba boy, I saw a comment fly by. How come you don't make fishing vids anymore, Ish? Bro. Okay, one, I have been fishing legally here and there. I have been filming stuff. Part of me is like, personal decision. Maybe I shouldn't like post fishing videos right now. Number two, I didn't catch anything really worth making videos. And number three, like, quarantine, shelter in place. If it sounds like you don't have kids or a job, maybe. And so if you had those things, you'd realize like, oh shit, I have no time to be fucking around with a GoPro and fishing rod. Please, Kumba boy, stick around. When this is all past, I'll get back to it. Hey, speaking of fundraisers, nobody asked. Just want to quickly show you a package that came in the mail and something you could win. So if you haven't decided to fundraise or go into the fundraiser yet, maybe think about it. That fundraiser technically runs through tonight. So we're going to do a live unboxing of something you can win. I might have mentioned it before, but actually I haven't even opened it yet. So this is from the boys at CSA. They sent me this to give away. Let's see what's inside. Got scissors, cut it open, make sure I don't cut myself. Let's see what's inside. If you're in my fundraiser, you have a shot at winning this stuff. Drum roll, please.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that. Is that a cherry berry? I think it is. Take a look at that. Lucky Craft cherry berry, unreleased color right here. Ooh, what else is in here?
Ish, are you promising that you're not going to use these and you're actually going to give them away?
No. Look at that. Oh, it just smells like striper. Wow. Man, it smells like halibut too. Look at that. This is a sparkle smelt. Sexy smelts. Look at that. Halibut candy right there. If you ever fished the bay for halibut, if you're in the right places, you'll see smelt popping. And this is what you're imitating right here. So look at that. Sexy smelt. Cherry berry or something. Oh no, not cherry berry. Glow sardine cherry. I don't know what it's called. And CSA hat. There's actually a ton of those in here. So there's going to be 3 of those prizes. So this is one of the prizes that you could win. CSA hat, CSA beanie, I mean. Sexy smelt, Lucky Craft. I don't know why my background's killing me. And the glow sardine cherry. this is right here, one of the things that you could win. So thanks again for the support from the guys at CSA. They saw what I was doing, they reached out, and they said, hey, feel free to give this to a sub, like what you're doing. Thanks, guys. Oh, and
not to derail you, but I did see a comment. Someone was asking about salmon season, which I didn't think about to like cover in this podcast or shelter show. But
yeah, what's up, salmon?
Salmon season just opened today, and I know that I didn't fish it, but I know there was some people out there, and I did see a few salmon, so they're definitely around. The main, I guess, stopper that is tough is a lot of the boat ramps are still closed, so it's tough to get out. But it did in fact open. It was delayed. It was supposed to open last month, beginning of April was the kind of the normal opening when it can open normally. But this year we had to delay a month, and today was the first day. So
yeah,
hopefully, if everything still is open, once the salmon coming close enough within kayak range, better bet I'll be out there and try and find one.
Yeah, no, it's I think I mentioned this in a past show that I think my new favorite fish to target just by any means is salmon on a kayak. Again, I'll end this bit by saying it sucks and you should never be out there, but it really is fun, and it really sucks that it's very difficult to go out and do that right now. Thankfully, it's early in the season. I am seeing reports that big salmon are being caught, so I'll let you guys go figure that out. But native anglers, shout out to Miguel, sponsoring the next Put in the Bag tournament, which is the grand prize, by the way, of the tourney. He mentioned, or he posted pictures of some nice salmon being caught. I don't think that's his boat. I think that's his friend's boat. So sorry, I'm not going to give you the credit for the catch, but I will give you the credit for the information that they're starting to roll in. So when they come into certain, breeding grounds, these salmon are kind of coming close to the shore, oftentimes where they're released. Maybe the same thing is happening in my neck of the woods, and there's those certain beaches that you can get out to and get a kayak out to and start fishing. And so it is early. May is a little early, I think, for the hot bites, for the whales, for the birds. I'm gonna let a certain YouTuber, up and coming YouTuber, go figure that out for me. And then when I see his pictures, then I'll jump on some coattails, because that's what you got to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've done it for years.
Hey, Mexican 707, his name is Emmanuel. So what's up, man? Repping the East Bay. He's the one that hooks me up with those awesome lingcod teasers, the Lunker Lords teasers. So his name is Manny. I'll leave his Gmail if you guys come back to this live stream. He makes some awesome lingcod teasers that you just attach your favorite lure to. And I think my personal best, if not my second personal best, lingcod came on his teasers. And shout out to Manny over there for the help with the channel. So thanks for swinging through, man. Appreciate it. Call Moo Outdoors for salmon off a kayak. Well, I don't need Moo, please. Moo. I don't call any YouTuber with less subscribers than me. That's just how it works. If you're a YouTuber, you look down on every other YouTuber. Yeah, you aspire and you try to hang out with the people above you. So like, thankfully Adam and June don't do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be their friend, or I wouldn't be their friend rather. So as far as reaching out to Moo for salmon help, please. He's about 17,000 subscribers away from getting a phone call from me. My God. I can't believe you just wrote that.
You catch a big one though last year. I have to give him that.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Moo's awesome. You know what's interesting? What a small world. Moo and my best friend from elementary school were coworkers, and I didn't know that until I showed a picture to my friend of me fishing one day, and Moo happened to be next to me, and he's like, is that Moo? I was like, how do you know Moo? You don't fish. He's like, oh no, he's my coworker. I've been working with him for like 8 years. I was like, really? So yeah, such a small world. Moo's a great guy. Actually, I'm trying to get him on the show because I want to pick his brain about something, and hopefully next week. You couldn't make it tonight, but hopefully next week.
Yeah, for sure. Good fisherman.
Very good fisherman. Yeah, very good. actually a really recent kind of startup channel too. I remember it was just last year. I think he had like
Yeah.
a few hundred subscribers and all his catches on the kayak. You know, like it was interesting in that he is kind of my go-to like report for content and like what's out there, and he posts almost in real time, I feel like. And so I don't want to say like I don't want to give him credit for like fish I've caught, because it's hard for me to give credit to anyone but myself for these damn fish because they're so hard to catch. But I will say that he is a strong voice in the YouTube community to kind of pinpoint where the action is, I would say. So yeah, take that as you will. But for me personally, he's a huge help. He's like he's a sweetheart. He's like so nice too. So if you guys don't know who we're talking about, follow Moo Outdoors on YouTube. Great local kayak fisherman. I think all he does is kayak fishing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Good.
Says Matthew Jesse says, when are Ish, Diehard, Philosophy, June, and Fisherman's Life gonna have a surf rematch loser go swimming? We need to see those new skills. Number one, Philosophy D wasn't in that original one. I think he was scared. I think he was hiding in his lab. People don't know this. I think he's mentioned in the channel, so I don't think it's any news to anyone. But he's actually like, I don't say a doctor or scientist, but that PhD in Philosophy D actually means something, carries weight. So he's like, of all the YouTubers, probably the smartest, or at least like academically
Educated.
successful guy. So no, I don't know what he was up to. He wasn't there that day. But yeah, we'll say we'll have a challenge again. I'm sure the YouTubers kind of are like floating in the air, kind of like COVID, and then boom, one day things line up and we're all able to fish for a couple hours together. So I'm sure we'll do something one day. He was intimidated, Jamie Pajami. That's what I think. But I'm trying to be democratic. Super Bad 0415 bringing up a very spicy topic. He asked, talk about fishing areas. I will not talk about fishing areas. I will let Diehard talk about fishing areas.
Well, I guess you're gonna throw this on me since Jude's not here. You know, the Mr. Spot Burn, but I don't know. Spot burning. Fishing areas is a topic. A lot of people are like, I feel like on my videos, I do my best not to. And if you watch my videos, you can probably figure it out if if you're familiar with the area. But I don't know. It's such a spicy topic, like you just said. You know, if I told people where I was going, people would get angry because I'm burning the spot. When I don't tell people, people are angry because I'm not telling them that where I am. So it's I don't know. It's almost like the most political thing, I guess, with fishing. You know, you're either on one side or the other. But yeah, I don't know. In today's world, there's not that many secret spots, quote unquote. Google Maps, all the fishing resources on the internet, you can pretty much find any spot you want to. But so yeah, I don't know. I just tell people, if you really want to figure out some spots, just go drive down the coast. That's what I do.
Slee Lee. I remember you, Slee Lee. Slee Lee says it's not this fish. It's not the spot. It's the fisherman. I will say that's 90% accurate. So you know that old adage, the fish 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water, and 10% of the fishermen catch 90% of the fish. Like I remember an old guy saying that to me, and it took me a while to remember the exact sequence of those numbers. But then when I finally remember it and I started fishing and I started catching and I started seeing who was catching, I realized that was so true. Knowing what location to let that adage play out definitely helps. Locations, fish move, yes. There are locations where they congregate during different times of the season, depending on weather, depending on swell. All these things add up to push these fish where, yes, 90% of them are in 10% of the water, 90% of them are in 10% of the beaches sometimes, right? And so having that local knowledge and that spot knowledge definitely helps. So yes, on one hand, the fish do move, they're everywhere. On the other hand, if you are aware of a hot area and you know where that area is, your chances go up increasingly like crazy. So we did cover this at length in a previous video, but I will say that as a YouTuber, it's actually, maybe it's an updated, maybe it's a good time to bring this up because it's we're at this point where I represent the casual guys. Adam is like a professional fisherman essentially. He's fishing like you know, the hours he used to spend at a job, he's now fishing to generate content to then convert into money for his livelihood. I mean, that's the bare bones of it, right? So he is so dependent on spots that all of a sudden he is at the extreme points of the spectrum where he does not want to give up, as you know, a lot of stuff, because maybe that affects his content if he came back to that spot and it was fished out. Whereas me, I'm kind of in the middle ground where I'm kind of like, you know, if something slips in the video, it's okay. Like my livelihood doesn't depend on it, and who cares if somebody like flames me on email? I'll just block them, right? But I mean, even at my very amateurish level, I do straddle this fine line where there are a finite amount of fish out there to be caught. There are a finite amount of areas that hold those fish. And so I do, you know, take advantage of those areas to create content for myself to generate enough money to sustain this hobby. And I've always been open with that. You know, the goal of YouTube initially was to have a hobby that was self-sustaining, and I've gotten there because I've been able to create content using fish that I've caught at these spots. So I'll be honest, I don't think I ever outright said where I was, but I was so like blasé about what I was filming, what features I was filming, giving up spots. People were mad when I was, a lot madder back in the day when I was filming places. I didn't think it really mattered that much. But again, this was at the very beginning of when fishing took off as a trend on YouTube. And so now that I'm like here, I personally am, I think, way more sensitive to certain areas. I'll try not to film certain like points, landmarks of an area now, because I know what happens when a place gets burned. I can see what happens. I've been guilty of burning places before. But the ratio of people that are angry with the people that are saying, hey, I know that spot, I wish you didn't fish there or at least film it, that ratio has gone way down because I think I've gotten a lot better at kind of hiding where I'm fishing. But at the same point, you know, the rest of the community is kind of caught up to where I've gotten to as far as knowing where to go, because there's just so many more YouTubers out there. Everyone has a GoPro. There's so many people with like channels under 1,000 subscribers. Like I can't count them all. I don't even know who they are. And so these spots are being regularly filmed and regularly consumed on YouTube, and they are just getting a lot more pressure than there ever was. And so yeah. So as far as giving up spots, I will never, I'll say it now, I will never intentionally give up a spot unless it is like the Pacifica Pier, Half Moon Bay Jetty, or a San Francisco Pier or something like that. Something that's like unbelievably like historic and so well known. It's like obvious where I'm at. But if I find a spot that I'm like, dang, I probably shouldn't put this on film, I won't put it on film. Like I don't post a video of every fishing outing I have. If I it's a judgment call, because, you know, again, I'm not pressured to create content on the regular to sustain a livelihood. I do it for fun at this point. I will make a selective, you know, I'll make selective edits, and if I just don't think I can get there and do it, you know, in a way where I'm respecting the area, I won't do it. But most of the time, I feel like I do a well enough job to give you guys the content you like to watch, but also kind of respect the area that I'm fishing.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess I'm technically a professional fisherman now, but I think the people who really depend on it. I mean, if something gets fished out, I could go fish another spot and, you know, create content, which I wouldn't I prefer not to, but you know, I could do that. But the people that really affects, I think, are the like commercial fishermen, or like maybe party boat, you know, captains, those kind of people who are like really dependent on numbers, like numbers of fish. So yeah, I think they're probably like the most I don't know, I want to say strict, but you know, they care the most about those kind of things. So yeah, like Ish was saying, I also I do my best not to give up, you know, landmarks, B, stuff like that. I don't know, just stuff like that. You just learn different tricks, especially, you know, for example, when you're fishing the beach, I always, you'll see my videos, I'm always filming out towards the water rather than back towards the sand, because that'd be just like a dead giveaway.
Speaking of spot burning, what's up, June? Are you there?
What the heck?
I think he heard spot burn, and he just had to chime in on this one.
He's like, were my ears burning? I just heard spot burning. Did someone call my name?
I didn't I didn't hear about spot burning. I just heard burning. I
No, just
don't know about what you're talking about, guys. Sorry.
when well, June, if you're being
Hold
honest,
on a second, I'll
coincidentally,
be
we were
thinking.
talking about spots and blah 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 and YouTube and spots, and you literally just coincidentally entered the
Jumped
chat.
in.
So June has entered the chat. Kadan, sorry, Caden Sharp says, so you're cool with keeping secrets, but do you rely on fish brain? I've heard more bad things about fish brain than I've heard good things. I am not on fish brain. You will not find ish with fish on fish brain. It's not like by choice. It's just, I just don't need another fishing app. I don't know. I don't see any value in downloading something more than what I use already. Like really my app is the community and the people that I met in fishing through YouTube to help make me a better fisherman and go out and catch something. And I catch and keep. So I think I've made that known that I'm not really CPR or CNR. Like if I put in the effort, my very limited opportunities to fish, if I'm going to catch something and it's a keeper, I will probably catch and keep it. So I'm not there for numbers. I'm there for quality and to take something home.
So I got a question. I saw a comment from the Santa Cruz caster, Everett, which, by the way, I think almost like a spot burn within his channel name. But anyways, we'll say that for another time. What do you think about deleting comments that give away like the spot?
Oh, I delete them. Like if it's like a spot that's like kind of known, and then somebody says, "Oh, that's that," I'm like, okay, well that guy give it up. But if it's a place, I'm like, well, maybe this place isn't known, and then like later on, a guy's like, "Oh, I know where that is. That's blah blah." I will delete it. I'll delete it. Like my channel is still small enough where I can manage. Like if there's
Ish, I think your mic needs to be like adjusted. We can like barely hear you. Still barely. Check the port. Try the port.
technical difficulties.
It's getting better. It's a little better.
Can you hear me now? Is this better?
Oh, yeah, that's good now.
Sorry. Is it better now? Okay. Yeah. So long story short, my channel is still small enough where I do edit the comments that come through. If it's like, just not friendly comments, if they're kind of ill-willed or ill-natured, if they don't provide to the positive vibe I try to project out there, or if they openly burn a spot, I will probably just block them too. It's pretty easy to remove somebody in their life. Actually, a YouTuber reached out to me and said, how do you manage that part of the community? He's a smaller YouTuber. And I said, dude, it's so easy. Just block them and you will never remember who they are, and they are a fart in the wind. They cease to exist in your life. It's pretty easy to completely remove somebody from sight, out of mind. So yeah, I mean, I'm not that harsh most of the time, but you can kind of tell who those people are.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. June, are you back? June's on mute. So Adam, so you caught all these halibut. Are you sick of halibut yet?
Right,
and if you are, where are you going? Or what's next?
Okay. Well, I was talking about earlier. I really want to catch sea bass, but I can't really like. I just the one thing that's about fishing for like big fish, like what I really want to do. Like those can be like you can go days without catching anything. If you want to target sea bass. So it's kind of on my list right now. Just with like I was saying, the squid are around. There's got to be some sea bass following it. So I'm not gonna lie, I did try to catch one recently and didn't, but I'll keep trying. In the meantime, I'm working on lingcod, striper, maybe try some salmon soon. I don't know. Once the salmon come within range, like if I hear one report of a kayak, like one trusty report of a kayak catching a salmon, I'm gonna be out there. But yeah, in the meantime, striped bass is pretty good right now, so I think some of those videos might be coming up on the channel.
What about sand dabs? Can sand dabs get some love?
They could get some love as bait for a lingcod.
So if anyone doesn't get that inside joke, when we interviewed Taku, he asked me what my favorite eating fish was. I don't know why I said it, but I said sand dabs. Like we went from salmon to sand dabs, and I was thinking about it. Like after, I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? Salmon is excellent, but you know what it is? Like I remember as a kid, my uncles used to go out and they would keep their extra bait, the big enough sand dabs. The way they would prepare it, I think sand dabs like connect me with my childhood, kind of like spam. Like spam is gross. It's like this jellied meat that is stuck in a can for years and years, but cooked the right way. And if you're Filipino, that shit is amazing. And I had it this morning for breakfast. So I think sand dabs is like the spam of fishing for me. It just no reason for why it's great. It's just a direct connection to my Filipino
Sand dab is good
childhood.
for deep fry.
It's good. I'm not going to say
Yeah.
it's bad. I don't know if I
Yeah.
put it at the top of my list, but it's good for sure. Especially when you cook it right, or you get it like you get that crisp.
Yeah. You know, I'll say a salmon belly, like cut right
Yeah.
into sake fresh or just prepared right. It's really hard to beat a king salmon belly, especially the ones that are like really like fat and orange. They have like all those white bands in their tummy.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm talking about because I've caught salmon on my own now. Thank you very much. And I've netted it. I netted one in my life, June. Yours don't count. But salmon belly are fantastic. But sand dabs, I don't know, just right to my childhood. Just like that scene in Ratatouille when he eats the ratatouille for the first time and takes him right back to his childhood. That is me in a sand dab. So sand dab.
I promise you, Ish, this year, hopefully, I will net my own salmon.
Hey, June, welcome to the Shelter Show. This is the never imitated, therefore never duplicated best internet
For the week.
basement fishing show, episode 7. Thank you for joining, June. June, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a bit. Have you been
Yeah.
fishing?
Look what I'm doing. I got 2 babies right here taken care of. I love you so much, guys, that I really still want to go into this show, even though I'm taking care of this 2 baby right here.
Hey,
I was
CL.
at the meeting earlier. That's why I wasn't on the live show. So I apologize, but I'm here. I'm back.
Hey, CL, I see your question. We'll get to that, but let's check in with June first. So thank you, June. For anyone that doesn't know, June, very big family, big life outside of fishing. And so, hey, if we can't get him every Friday night, it's okay. The other reason, hey, don't worry, we can mute him if it becomes too much.
You hear that, baby? Anyway, I love you guys so much.
Manny says, just no shrimp paste, please, but I love Filipino food. Yeah, shrimp paste is one of those things where you have crossed like the Pinoy Mendoza line. If you're a baseball fan, you'll get that. If you like shrimp paste, you're wearing these things to the Castilians or whatever. You're doing the little tanicoline sticks on holidays. You're doing the roast pig for Thanksgiving. You are super Pinoy if you like that pink shrimp paste. Oh my god, that is the saltiest stuff. That those squiddy bits that Brendan sent me. You thought those are salty? Shrimp paste, Adam. Shrimp paste.
Interesting.
Yeah. Actually, shrimp paste on the liquid on top of it is the patis, I think. Is that right?
I don't know. I just remember it being like the saltiest.
The juice out of that is the patis.
Oh, see, the true Pinoy is chiming in. I'm just pulling it out of my, but I don't know. No, but I do remember the scoops of the pink shrimp paste next to the rice, and you use that almost like Filipino Tabasco. You just like drop it on every little thing, and just makes it like super fishy and salty, like incredibly salty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we call that alamang or bagoong, the shrimp paste. It's really salty. Yeah.
I believe you. I think you might have sworn at me in B-Cole. I'm not sure, but it sounds good. All of a sudden, I want some now. My mouth is like watering.
Yeah.
But I wanted to jump to CL's question. So CL, thanks for the question. He asked, "What's the most dangerous situation you've ever been in the surf?" So Adam, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I saw this and I was thinking, I haven't really. I'm fortunate. Well, actually, I'll say one thing. I haven't really had that many dangerous like incidents in the surf. And one of those reasons, or one of the reasons why I only wear shorts in the surf. I don't think I've ever said this in any videos or anything, but one of the reasons is I find it to be more safe because I'm not tempted to go walk out in waist deep water because I got shorts on. It's the most I can go is knee deep without getting soaked. But and I always hear stories of people who getting swept under, their waders fill up with water. So yeah, I mean it's definitely. I'm not saying that it's whatever danger free area. It's definitely. You definitely got to watch out, especially when it's rough.
Of course, everyone is chiming in. Adam, you got hit by a boat, bro. No, we're talking about the surf, not open water.
I'm just boxing out kayak for now.
Yeah. we're just talking about the surf. Well, June's, I don't know, he's running to get a diaper or something. I don't have this on film, but the most dangerous situation I was ever in actually wasn't the surf, but it was like close to the surf. I was fishing a beach with a pretty deep tributary or estuary or tributary. So it's like the streams that come down and feed into the ocean, right? There's a few beach like that in our area that feed it. So you probably can guess where it was at. But I actually was walking back. I used to film with like an old point and shoot Olympus camera. This is like even before my GoPro 2. And I remember I had the camera, like I was holding it and I was just stupid. Like I thought that the water would be waist deep. It ended up being chest deep. And I was in my old neoprene waders and I stepped in and the water like came up to my neck and my waders filled up with water. But thankfully I had a belt and the current like pushed me for about like, I don't know, 20 yards down, right up until it spread out on the sand a little bit and I could feel the ground again. But like, I think those, 10 seconds were like some of the like longest 10 seconds of my life because I didn't know if I was going under, I didn't know if I was being pushed out to sea, and the current was like way faster and the water was way colder than I expected. And I actually lost my camera because of that. I didn't have any footage, but yeah, it was the closest I've ever come to being taken under in a surf environment. So never by a wave, never by a sneaker wave. It was actually that stream or estuary or tributary, whatever the right word is, that was like right on the beach. And it was the beach that saved me because it spread out and got shallow enough where my feet caught and I could stand up. And I just felt like I was like carrying like 100 pounds of water because the top of my waders were filled and I could feel it running down my legs. And I got out of there and just laid down and kind of was like, what the fuck am I doing? And so I don't know. It's just, for all you new fishermen, it's so easy to disrespect water. And I'm PADI certified, so I can go to 110 feet with scuba gear. I can swim, obviously. You have to go through a lot of tests to get PADI certified. So I have a respect for water, but it's like you have a contained unit of oxygen, right? Yeah. But when you're in the surf, you don't have that help if you do go under. So the surf is almost like more dangerous than scuba diving, like in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you definitely got to respect it 100%. Like I have a rule that if the water is like above your kneecaps, you're too deep. So step back and cast a little further. You don't really have to be that far out there because the fish are closer than you think. That's the one rule that I think I try to remind myself. So June, you have a
does it fill up? Does it fill up your wader?
Yeah. So
does it feel heavy?
So my waders filled up because I didn't have a jacket. I just had my belt and the top open. So I remember the water filled in and I could feel it kind of fill in
all the way to your what?
Up to my belt because the belt was pretty tight. And then I just felt like I couldn't like come up for air and I was swept, I remember, to my left and then my feet kind of caught and I was able to stand up. But like it was that unknown 10 seconds where I was like, is this it? Like I didn't have kids yet. It was really early. No, I did. No, I had one, my son. So they have my life didn't flash before my eyes. I just remember thinking like, this is so stupid. Why did I do this? And I hit the sand. Like ultimately I was going to be okay, regardless of what was going to happen. I didn't save myself. I just ultimately got spit out into a shallow area. But in that moment, I was thinking like, wow, this is stupid. Hopefully my wife isn't watching, by the way. She would kill me. I never told her. I don't think I've ever told anyone this. And I hit the beach and ended up like being able to step out under my own power. But coming out of the water, if anyone's ever been swept, when your waders filled with water, they get very heavy very quickly. And then the cold water rushing down your legs, it was like a weird sensation. So that's the closest I've ever come.
That actually happens to me because sneaker waves, you can't really tell. Like it's just one turn and then you will see right away the wave is right in front of you. It happens to me, but on my experience, I know how to swim, so I kind of like relaxed and sat down on my butt so that I can see what's going on facing up the water.
Yeah.
So I kind of realized then when the water receded, and then I'm sitting on my butt on the sand. So I then got up, and then thankfully I have a buddy with me, Kirby, pull me out of the water, help me stand up. So I guess if there's one thing that I will suggest if you go into surf fishing, because you really have to respect the ocean, man. It's not a joke. Like you
Yeah.
gotta have to go with your buddy, so that when in case those things happen to you, you have someone with you can call the police or can tell someone, oh, a person died there, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
That you were lost.
Yeah. Surf fishing, I mean, like, and it depends too. Like, if you're watching this from Southern California, maybe most parts of Central California, I'm assuming a lot of the beaches that you'll see atom fishing, that's not too much of a concern because your wave breaks are like 1 to 2 foot, 2 to 3 foot at most, maybe. But anything above, and anything like north of like Davenport area starts getting hairy, and I'm in that area. And so like a good day is like a 3 foot break. A bad day is like a 6 foot break. And those breaks will charge at you, especially if the beach is steep. It's hard to gauge like how fast that water will run. And so, you know, for any of you guys watching in Central or Southern California, if you do come up to Northern California or Washington, Oregon, the water can be on you so fast, and it's such a different style of fishing. You really got to respect it. I remember fishing in San Diego on vacation, being like, "This is so nice. It's so easy. It's like bath water. The waves aren't trying to kill you. It's so clear. Yeah, it's so different. So yeah, I don't think it's too much of an issue for most guys on the state, but when you come up to the Bay Area, it definitely is a concern. Yeah.
One thing I would say that I tell people all the time is like, you always hear never turn your back on the water, and that's like definitely the number one thing I think for surf fishermen, especially anytime you're in like the surf line, anywhere water can go. I never turn my back to the ocean.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Orville? Let me say hi to Orville really quick, because Orville is he's a guy that's, I think, known for spearfishing, and he's taken mats out. I think he's reached out to me before to go spearfishing. I've always wanted to go spearfishing. Orville, if that offer's still up, I'll take it up. I need to get contacts. Like, I haven't dove in a while because I haven't gotten contacts resupplied yet, and I can't dive with corrective lenses. I need contacts back in my life before I can dive again. But Orville, I would love to go diving with you one day. ishwithfish@gmail.com.
Yeah. Wait. I thought I didn't answer your question.
Wait. Sorry, Adam. Well, I forgot to say this. For the 72 of you watching, we will be doing the first Shelter Show giveaway. It's gonna be a small giveaway. Again, you guys have donated in the past, and we did say that any money donated to the Shelter Show will be repurposed back into content or the community. So we will be giving something away, details towards the end of the live stream. So stick around. Sorry, June. What were you saying?
Yeah. Because I think if there's one thing, the question was, what is the scariest moment that you've done in fishing? Is that right?
Yeah.
I think if there's one video that I had when I was with Mats, when we crossed that 2x4 beam. Oh my God, that was the scariest moment ever, because I was so scared. And when Mats just walked straight there, I'm like, how did you do that?
Well, you know, Matt's is like 6'6", so he just like one step, like right over the gate, right over it.
I was like, my knees are shaking when I was crossing the flag. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? And the thing is, there is no phone signal there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Whatever happened to us, oh my God, that's it. That gave over to us, for both of us. And Matt had the lifeguard and a rope. But that's the scariest moment. But if there's one thing really I'm scared of, it's not on the surf, actually. It's in the bay. I feel like each time I go to the bay, I feel like I'm gonna get shot. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, for anyone like not from the Bay Area, you know, we have our picturesque skylines and our beaches in San Francisco, but the Bay Area fishing scene, especially the inland bay, it's pretty ghetto.
Dude,
I have to say,
seriously,
like some of you guys are too hard for me, man. Adam, you're laughing because you're like all sun and shine and nice beaches like where you fish, but come fish for like stripers in the bay. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I had a piece to carry, I would carry it.
Seriously, man. Seriously.
Yeah, no, you know what? Actually, I'm literally from Hunters Point. Like, people think I'm joking. I grew up in Hunters Point, and so like I know my way around my way around a strap. I'm just kidding. I'm really from Hunters Point. I don't know anything about guns, but I remember fishing around that area and fishing, stretches along 101 and stuff. And so I don't know what it is, but like maybe I'm used to that culture, but there definitely is a change where guys are a little harder. And I wonder if it's because like I have a YouTube camera on my chest and I'm just more hyper aware of everyone's tattoos and dirty looks and cigarette butts everywhere. Fishing in the bay can be a little nerve wracking if you're like a 5'5" Filipino guy like myself.
With a camera. What are you doing with that camera?
Uh-huh.
Right, Adam? Dude, seriously, man. Me and Adam were there. I'm like, competition here and there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Somebody said if you think that's bad, come fish the East Bay, like Oakland, Alameda, Richmond. No thanks. So June, you've been catching, you've been fishing.
I've been fishing, I've been catching.
Well, I mean, we kind of loosely covered this before, but what's your position on trying to fish in the COVID era? Like right now where there's so much confusion, can you fish, can you not? Like we kind of went over what I think you should do, which is go online, do the research yourself. Don't depend on a YouTuber for information. But now that you're here, get you caught up. What do you think we should be doing?
For me personally, I've been thinking about this because it's actually our own personal take on. I can't say to everybody right now that is watching, go ahead and fish because the government says you can fish. I can't say that because probably we are, like for example, in Orange County now, you can't even actually go to the beach because they closed the beach. So it's really up to us. For me as a fisherman, I will go out there, but I'm not encouraging everybody to go out too because you might have same different rules, or it's your personal take on how the COVID relate to you, or how do you take the COVID-19. So for me, I can go out there as long as I have my distance, 6 feet distance away from other people, because that's what the government telling us to do. You can go out to the beach and do your walk, exercise, or fish, as long as you have your distance, 6 feet distance. I've been fishing. I'm honestly telling you guys. I've been going out and fish, and actually I just posted a video 2 days ago, and I'm editing videos right now, and I'm planning to post soon. So yeah, that's my take on that. As long as my response, if I feel like there's a lot of people there on the beach, and then I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna go. But as of now, each time I go out there, I'm by myself. There's like 2 people, 3 people on the beach. So, yep, that's my take on it.
I feel like that's a good rule to go by. I mean, I went to drove by the beach 2 days ago, and it was just like too many people. I just left because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's not a good situation for me to be fishing in.
Hey guys, don't mean to interrupt our local fun, but we might have a guest joining us kind of out of the blue. These things happen on the Shelter Show. Again, there's no rhyme or reason for how things flow. So if you guys are watching, you guys are caught up on what's happening here, give it up for the man himself, PK?
Yeah.
Oregon Life? I'm not sure anymore. What's going on? Sounds like he's still figuring out. Hey, PK, you're on mute again, bro. Come on. But yeah. Again, there is no. We are literally winging it. If you're watching this, I think I titled this episode 7 "Winging It." We don't have an agenda this time. We don't have any set guests. We're just kind of catching up with you guys and saying what's up. And so, who knows who's going to join today? PK, that's a nice smallie. It looks.
Can you guys hear me?
And it doesn't look like
Hey.
you're shade
Yes,
arming.
sir.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, PK? What's up, bro?
Ooh.
Yo.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Hey, anyone in the chat, if you are watching, there's a good chance if you know who we are as Bay Area YouTubers, you found us because you found surf fishing. And if you found surf fishing, you probably know PK because he saturates your YouTube recommendations with perch videos, right? So
Big Perch.
what's up, PK?
Yes.
How's it going, man? Thanks for joining again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Going all right. How about you guys?
Going good. Hey, let me ask you a
Doing
quick
great.
question. Let me ask you a quick question. Are you PK now or are you Oregon Life? How do we address you?
PK would be fine.
Is PK your real name or are those your initials?
Those are my initials.
Oh, okay.
My real name was, it's too hard for people to pronounce, so I've been called PK since I was in first grade.
Oh, really? Wow. You're Cambodian, right?
Cambodian, correct.
So you and One Rod, One Reel Fishing, you tie the two coasts together. Because I know he's Cambodian. So PK.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
He mentioned a few very few videos that he has Cambodian in him, or at least half. But
Okay.
but cool. So yeah, so I just wanted to invite you to the show. Thanks for coming on and hanging out. Of course, you guys watch PK. The change to Oregon Life, is that because you noticed that putting life in the name of the channel like generalizes the YouTube channel and allows you to do stuff that is outside of fishing? And if so, does that mean we're going to see you doing stuff outside of fishing?
Yeah, I wanted to just not focus on fishing, maybe some other stuff too, like in regards to Oregon, because as you guys know or may not know, I do plan to move back to Oregon soon, and I'm gonna try to push my channel hard. And
Yeah.
I just like the name. Somebody recommended that. PK sounds good too, but they think I should have a name that's more marketable. So.
Yeah. Well, PK, yeah, I always assumed it meant Perch King or was your initial. So it's in my head, it's Perch King, but you know, we'll address you now as PK
He
of
is
Oregon
the
Life.
Perch King. What are you talking?
PK is fine.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. PK, Mr. Perch King. Do you think, okay, this might sound insulting here, so bear with me. Do you think you're that good of a perch angler, or is it because you're in a relatively unpressured area, or do you give yourself a pat on the back for being able to put big fish on YouTube, being able to like put it on film?
I'm not a good perch angler. All those videos, man, they're all edited. You guys know that.
What are you talking about?
Those videos.
Dude, this guy will cast anything on his line, any lure, and he will
I
catch
know.
a perch.
I know.
Maybe
He's
I
like
just get lucky.
I know, he's cutting like the hooks off of trebles. He's taking like bass baits and throwing them out, and then boom, like, oh, it's 4 pounds of red tails. What the fuck?
He caught a
Yeah,
perch on a
that's
dried
about-
sandworm.
Yeah, like I said, that's like 2 or 3 hours of fishing condensed into about 20 minutes. So
Of course, yeah.
maybe it's just all luck.
Well, and you can.
That's still good. We're trying to do that here too, and we can barely get 1 or 2 fish.
I've
Well,
always
I
told.
think it's what it said. I think Oregon compared to California, from what I noticed, there's like 40 million people in California, so there's a lot of pressure here.
Yeah.
And to be honest, of all the times I went to the coast here in California, I have yet to have one successful day. Well, maybe one out of about, I think, 15 trips. So that's pretty low. And I attribute that just to all the pressure that, I mean, or maybe the fish here don't like me yet. I don't know what's going
You
on.
haven't figured them out yet.
Dude, I remember buying a
Drink that,
rooster tail
changing
because of
your
this guy.
Yeah, no, I'm out here like drying out all my gulp worms on my napkins in the sun, and then I forget about them, and I come back to my $7 bag that's all like dried up, and they look like raisins because of, I'm like, God damn it, PK, making me dry out my sandworms. Hey, so let me ask you another question. Actually, like tell you a little fact that resonates with me. On your EveryList website,
Yeah.
you say, and you said in videos before, that your channel is just kind of by happenstance. It's a happy accident, I think is the exact term.
Yeah.
I consider my channel a happy accident also in that I made videos for friends that I had in a fishing YouTube group. I didn't realize the potential for it until I started seeing traction on it. I did another video and then another one, and then I boom, became an obsession. And then here I am talking to you. At what point did you realize this happy accident became like more than just an accident? It became like, oh man, this is giving me some purpose, and I think I can turn this into something.
I think it wasn't until about 2 years after I started, because when I started, my growth was pretty slow. It's actually pretty anemic. But then I got into surf fishing, and then it kind of took off from there when I started uploading surf fishing videos in Oregon. And I think it was because it was an underutilized fishery and not many people know about it. And when people ask me on the beach and like, what I'm doing, well, obviously I'm holding a fishing rod. I'm fishing for fish. And so they didn't know that. So I think just about 2 years after I started to realize, it's getting pretty big here. And, like I said, it's just an happy accident.
Nice.
Feel free to say something, guys. I was on mute. Yeah, the happy accident definitely resonates with me because my channel started, or actually fishing for me in the Bay Area started up for me as an adult, actually, because of a picture I saw on Facebook. I was scrolling through my newsfeed and I saw a friend that I didn't know that liked to fish. I saw him post a small striper that he caught on our coast at night. And I DM'd them and I was like, where did you catch this? He's like, oh, it's right there on this beach. And I was like, there's fish in the ocean? That doesn't make sense. He's like, yeah, you can catch them from the beach. I've been working really hard for the striper and I finally caught my first night striper. I was like, take me out one day. So I met him at like midnight at a beach. I brought a lawn chair. I was in jeans. I was in wading boots. I dragged out like literally like the one tackle box you have when you're starting out. So I have like everything from crappie jigs to like 4-pound lead balls. On the other side, it's like sliding around. I camped out. I sat on my lawn chair with like the waves crashing into me. I had this like huge cooler with like food and beer. And he's like in waders. He's got different lures and lure bag. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I remember I caught.
Go back and see that.
Yeah, oh, it was horrible. But I caught a surf perch at 1 a.m. They're out there. Like, it was so crazy. I caught a surf perch at 1 a.m. And I remember like feeling the tug. It felt it fought way harder than a trout. And I was like, whoa, this is fun. Maybe I'll do this in the daytime. and then I started going out. And then that's what prompted me to start looking up fishing tips in the Bay Area on YouTube. And then, I started meeting people. I ran into June because I went to his meet and greet. And that's actually the first fishing video I ever filmed myself was June's meet and greet. So definitely, like, had it not been for that scrolling on Facebook and seeing that striper picture, I probably would have never gotten back into fishing. And then I don't know, I'd be like on a knitting channel or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome. So PK, let me ask you this: when you see us fishing like for perch in California, you say like, "Oh, that's cool," like it's kind of small compared to we got in Oregon, or do you like see that as like, "Oh, that's a pretty good like idea. I think I should try that up here, and it'll work here as well."
You saying are the size bigger in Oregon?
Because I noticed that in general, like a lot of the things that we do in the Bay Area are perch techniques, I guess you could say. Like it's different from what you guys are using up north in Oregon.
It's about the same. I notice here you guys tend to use like Carolina rigs a lot, and up there people use the high-low rig. And I know a lot of people use, those preset crappie rigs too. Yeah. The ones with the wire that's pre-rigged that they sell in small packets. In terms of fish size, I haven't really caught enough surf perch here that I can say, they're smaller or bigger than Oregon. But from the videos I've seen, there's not much difference at all between the perch in Cali and Oregon.
Have you? Okay, you say you caught a couple though. And did you keep them and eat those?
Yeah, we kept some. Then I released some.
Okay. Did you notice any like taste difference between the ones here and the ones in Oregon?
No, they're about the same.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
soft and mushy. No matter what state you're in.
I've never fished in Oregon. So
The red tail there too is huge, right?
Yeah. Hey,
Compared to
Yeah.
our red tail here.
hey PK,
Yeah,
how do you get a perch to taste as good as possible? Because they're notoriously hard to consume. A lot of people don't even want to eat them because people are like, it's just like eating mashed potatoes with fish sauce. They're just super mushy and gross.
I
Like
like perch.
I love perch. Those are the Caucasians. But how do you prepare surf perch?
Most of the time, I bring it home, I fillet them, and then I just marinate in soy sauce overnight. That's about it.
Yep.
And other times, just fillet them and just make fish tacos in like a beer batter.
Yeah.
So just kind of keeping it simple.
Yeah, like I've been told it's worked for me. People say if you like heavily salt them the night before, like put a salt
Mhm.
layer and then refrigerate them and then scrape it off, when you cook them the next day, it really firms up the meat because it pulls all the moisture out. So
Yeah.
hey, I want to quickly show you something. You probably forgot about this, but PK, myself, and June have actually fished together before. So we're just
Really?
gonna, yeah. So we're just gonna take a trip back in time. Let's go
Oh,
back
man,
to
that's
let's go back to 2016, where it
Dude,
all
that's
started.
long. Look
Yeah,
at
it was
that
a long time
boy.
ago.
Man, look at
Hey,
you.
look at this. Look at this
Man.
camera work. This is terrible.
Dang.
This is
Yeah, there
this
we
is
go.
2016. PK happened to come down to the Bay Area. June, myself,
Yeah.
PK, and a couple guys who were in a perch derby. You guys probably forget this, but this is like my 4th or 5th video, and I had made enough traction to start fishing with June, and then happenstance met with PK for the first time. June, that's Johnny in the background. I don't know if you remember Johnny.
Johnny Tagum. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny's an OG MTF member. But yeah, we were at an area that should have had perch. PK said, this is PK's comment on if he ever caught a surf striper. Actually, I want to ask you about that. But yeah, this is just a quick throwback to the time we actually met and fished together. So memories for me, man. Those are good times. But
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
if you catch a striper in the surf, will you actually fill your waders with feces? How excited will you be?
I probably would, man, because I'd be so damn excited. I don't think I can contain myself. I would probably have to bring some extra shorts and extra waders and extra pants. It probably depends how big it is too. I have caught stripers in the surf, but I think the biggest one I caught was like 6-7 inches, just a baby.
In Oregon?
No, in here in Cali. That's one of my goals is to catch a big striper before I move back.
Yeah, man. Let's go. I'll take you.
Yeah, well, you're in the right room. Adam and June will definitely help you out. And if I'm not working or doing something with my family, I'll definitely try to swoop in and see what's up and then fish your hole. I mean, fish out my own hole, like down the beach.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the mess to pass so I can go fishing. It's been really crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going stir crazy. I need to get out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, there's this like funk in the air right now. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but like we're at like phase 1 of this quarantine. We're looking at phase 2. We don't know what phase 2 is, and there's just like, to me, like thankfully I'm still able to work from home. My kids are provided for. We live in a great area and environment to keep them stimulated and busy. But still, like no matter how good you have it, it's just like not the same as real life. You want to go fishing. The pressure to stay inside is definitely there. And to me, there's just like this funk in the air that just has to be removed. And fishing definitely like clears the soul, right? So yeah. I can't wait to get back out there. Yeah.
When was the last time you went out, PK?
Oh man, probably like a month ago. We went out to see where we go. Clear Lake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. You invited me to that one, but unfortunately, I'm not available.
We didn't catch anything that day. I think we caught one catfish and that was it.
Yeah. I've the hottest place I've ever been to on Earth was Clear Lake. It was like August. It was 115 degrees.
Wow, that's August. Hot.
115. And I remember like my friend was like, oh yeah, we have a cabin on the lake. We went to this cabin on the lake. The algae was so thick, like you could like walk on it. It was so matted. There's probably like 18-pound bass like underneath it, but I wasn't fishing at the time. But yeah. And actually I bought my kayak from a meth dealer at Clear Lake. Like I remember Adam sent me this picture of what looked like an awesome like kayak, and I drove 4 hours because it was like an insane deal. And I get there, and this guy, like, I see this trailer like from like, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto or something. And I never forget, like, the screen door opens, this guy eating a microwavable breakfast burrito, like takes a bite. He goes, "You ish." And I'm like, yeah. And he takes a bite, and the burrito like fell into his wife beater. He's like, "I got a kayak for you." I was like, okay. And he points to it, and it was underneath like all these weeds and stuff. And I was like, this is the kayak that Adam sent me. This mofo, oh my God. And so I talked him down from like $1,500 to $800, which tells me I could have talked him down to $400. So I'm kind of like, Adam owes me $400 basically. But I had to repair a few things, and we got it together, and thankfully it's been able to catch me fish. But those are my 2 memories of Clear Lake. So PK, it's your job to erase those memories and replace them with big fish. So PK, I know we're talking about fishing today. We're definitely going to do it.
Yeah, just got to wait till this whole mess clears up, and I'm definitely going to go out.
Yeah.
Dude, we're going to go to Oregon. Let's go to Oregon. Why not?
That's even better.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Hey, YouTuber field trip. Let's go.
Oh, dude.
There we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm a huge Goonies fan, so I got to stop by Astoria.
I want to go to Oregon, you know what? Just for me to experience catching surf perch on a rooster tail.
Okay, we're gonna have to plan that. That's definitely doable. On a rooster tail.
I really did try that here. I fished for about 3 hours, trying to catch a surf perch on a rooster tail, and I didn't catch anything.
Nah, it makes it look too easy. Yeah. Hey, I remember that video where you had like, I have my mystery monster. I know you have your mystery monster. I think it was a king salmon in the surf. Do you still think it was a salmon?
Thinking about it more, it's probably a small salmon. Because at the time I thought, okay, it was a striper, but I couldn't think of anything else at the time. That's why I said striper. But thinking back now, I'm pretty sure it's just a small salmon, because I have caught a couple of salmons already from the surf there in Florence. So I think it was a salmon, not a striper.
I thought at first it's striped bass too, because the way the striped bass took off right when he get close to the fish, and then he took off. So,
yeah, I don't know, like stripers, they kind of, and then like salmon, they're just like a tight bullet. And I remember just like this kind of like rooster tail of water like splashing up as it cut back into the water, and it was gone. And I was like, damn, that ran kind of like how salmon kind of point and go. Yeah, I think it was a salmon also. Yeah. So you guys, anyone in the comments? We do have 88 people watching. If you guys have any questions for PK, feel free to ask. Again, this is the Shelter Show, episode 7. Special guest PK now. I was trying to get PK like locked in so I could promote him. We never ever promote our guests. We never really promote the show, but we never promote the guests because it's kind of a basement show. Who knows if we're gonna get people in? So thankfully, I didn't like promise people that you're gonna be here, but you came in. So thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. It's been fun. Like, people ask me like, are you guys gonna have the show after this is over, whenever that is? Who knows? I kind of like that. It's like this underground vibe, and we're kind of staying connected with the audience in these kind of weird times. So maybe it'll go beyond. If it doesn't, enjoy it while it lasts. And again, we try to create an audio kind of, there is audio replayability. I'd like to think. So if you guys like what you're watching, let us know if maybe we should put this on a podcast, or if you guys like watching the replays. I'm always curious to see how well this is being received. So
here's a question from the Santa Cruz surfer. He said he's asking if you've ever tried a plug for surf perch, like for example the Lucky Craft or the Kalisa. I think he's talking about. Have you ever tried that in Oregon?
Is he asking me?
Yeah.
I I did try the was it those popular Lucky Craft? No luck. No.
Man, that's like the only thing we can catch it on down here. But I guess
Really?
you can't catch it on up there.
See, I don't know. I think the perch down here, they just don't like me. I come to that conclusion after all these trips.
You know what? If we ever go up there, if we, let's say we do make this YouTuber West Coast field trip, and we're catching like 3-pound red tail every cast, and we'd be like, oh, okay, we know his secret now. There's just like monsters out here. No one targets them.
Yeah, I know where there's a spot in Oregon where you can catch about 2-3 pound red tails, but gonna keep that secret.
What is your biggest? What is your biggest perch?
Yeah.
The biggest one that I weighed is 2.2 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's not very big.
That's
I have
actually
let
not
go.
gigantic.
Yeah, I have let go bigger ones. The reason I don't like to the weigh or keep PB is because the bigger ones I catch seem to be females, and when I lift them out of the water, they're because they're so big, they the babies they tend to squeeze out of the belly.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very quick in trying to release them, without weighing, without measuring anything, just so I can get them back in the water ASAP so they can live. But the ones that I kept, it was about 2.2 pound. That's my PB.
Oh, that's still big. Yeah. It's probably like 15 or 16 inches, right?
Yeah, about 15 and a half maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, do you guys have a lot of barred surf perch up there, or red tails more common?
Red tails only, I believe. I don't think I've seen anyone or heard anyone catch barred surf perch in Oregon. I think that's specific only to California that I know of.
I feel like the barred go past, maybe there's a few past like San Francisco Bay, but I don't think they go that much farther north than that.
Yeah.
Really? Huh. Yeah, like red tails are like you talk to Central Coast guys, SoCal guys, and yeah, they like dream of catching red tails. So the cutoff definitely seems to be the Bay Area, because there's certain beaches where red tails congregate more than bards, and then there's other beaches where it's nothing but bards, and you can't, like, for the life of you, ever catch a red tail.
Yeah.
So that's so. I guess we're lucky in that we have our selection.
We're in
They're
that
at the middle.
little area where there's overlap.
Yeah. So take that, Oregon and SoCal.
Yeah. We have red tail and barred, and we have calico. We have all the kinds of perch here.
Yeah. You guys get halibut here from the surf too, and that's the one thing I want to catch. Adam, I've been watching your halibut video. Like, man, I want to get a halibut.
Yeah,
The last time I caught a halibut was when I was in Alaska. That was when I was 18.
Dang.
So I need to get a.
Mine, but
You're due. You're definitely due. Hey, I was gonna ask. Okay, so it just seems like there is only perch in Oregon surf, with the very small chance you can snag a salmon. Not snag, but catch a salmon. Are there any other species in the Oregon surf, or is it pretty exclusive to perch?
I think it's like 99% surf red tails, and if you get lucky, you get salmon. That's about it.
Yeah.
You get those little tiny, soles to flounder is what I heard people catch, but it's pretty rare. I say the majority is red tail.
I don't see you doing a lot of salmon videos up in Oregon. Is that because that's just not your thing, or is
it's
it
not my thing? Yeah, I just never got into salmon, and I don't know. It's just,
but there's a lot of salmon there, right? In Oregon?
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know. I've seen people catch them. Yeah. I just never target it. It's not my thing.
I have a question. Is kayak fish, is there in the area where you're typically surf fishing, is kayak fishing a thing there, like in the ocean?
Oh yeah. Lots of people go out in kayaks in Oregon. I think Depot Bay is one of the most popular spot, because that's just so much rockfish there. Yeah. Lots. I think they have a tournament annually. Don't quote me, but it's like the Oregon Rockfish Tournament or something like that, and they have it annually there out of Depot Bay.
I got a question for you. In your fishing videos where you're fishing from your small vessel, underneath your fish finder, you have a sticker that says "No crotch shots." Is that a remind? Is that a reminder to you not to film your wiener, or are
No.
you like hiding where the GPS part of the screen is?
Well, the story behind that is like I have my GoPro chest mounted usually, and it always tends to point down because I bump into something and I forget to adjust it back. So that sticker just remind me, adjust a GoPro.
Okay. Like I remember like whenever it happens to make like an appearance, that sticker in a video, there's always like a back and forth, like, oh, he just puts that up there to like cover his GPS points, and we're like, oh no, like he's always filming his.
I might put that on a t-shirt and try to sell it.
You know what?
I sell well.
That would be like the inside joke. But if I saw somebody, if I'm wearing that t-shirt and I see somebody else wearing that t-shirt in public, like COVID or not, I'm giving that person a hug.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no 6 foot distancing that can just like you know, like prevent that bro-ness from just happening right there. Just Hey, Sleely asked, "Hey Adam, how big is your freezer with all those halibut and all that fish you're keeping?" You know, I did think about this, Adam. It's an interesting question. Okay, in my opinion, and PK, this is heads up for you if you're looking for somebody to fish with in the Bay Area. I've always thought that Adam, of anyone in the like YouTube scene like that is known, so let's say a channel over like 10,000 subscribers, he can consistently put the most amount of fish and meat like on a hook and in a cooler. And so I knew in my mind, like if he ever got to the point where he wanted to take this full time and fish full time, he'd exceed his ability to eat all the fish he's catching. And you know, he doesn't seem like he's releasing it, and he's not giving any to me. So Adam, we got to know, what are you doing with all this fish?
Well, I will say this. Okay, 2 things actually. The first is the vacuum sealer is like my best friend right now, because you know, I backpack anything that I keep and put in the freezer. I backpack, even bait, because it just lasts so much longer when you do that. 2, I eat a lot of fish, halibut included. My wife also eats a lot of fish, halibut included. And 4, you know, giving fresh fish to people is like the best way to become their friends. So I give it away to some people. I give it away to family. For the majority, actually, now that I think about it, nobody in my family other than my dad fishes. So any fresh fish they're getting is coming from me or him. So yeah, I will assure you, none of it is going to waste. 100% gets eaten by someone. So yeah.
And one thing I want to bring up, because I know subs may have commented or they may be thinking about this, and so PK, heads up if you're familiarizing yourself with the law. You know, for certain species there is the bag limit, which you can catch per day, and possession limit, the maximum amount of fish you can have. So you know, I'm speaking for Adam, but I'm sure he's very aware that the fish he's catching, the state wants you to consume it at a certain rate, right? They don't want you to hoard and fill your freezers to the point where you have like 100 uneaten halibut in the freezer. So I actually asked Adam about that, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Like, you know, I give it away to friends and family, and it's basically like the currency in the new economy. You know, you can get a lot done in this world with a halibut steak."
Yeah. I say I like to eat. I love eating fish, but I can't eat halibut, you know, for a full week straight. So I like to save some. Obviously, I'm not going to like load up my freezer and save, you know, 100 pounds of halibut for the winter. But, you know, in the middle of the winter, I will take out a halibut that I've, you know, vacuum sealed and frozen, and just keeps things interesting, I guess, when in terms of eating. So
yeah.
That's my deal. And
give you a haircut.
yeah, honestly, now that I've caught so much, I'm kind of trying to move on to other fish.
Yeah.
Caught some link cod instead.
Do you hear that, PK? He's caught so much that he's so sick of halibut. I know it's a fish you haven't caught in about 400 years. But he's caught so much, he's gotten to the point that he just wants to move on and catch perch again. So that's how bored he is with how many. So we'll just rub that into our guest. Thank you, Adam.
Oh man, I only caught 1 halibut and it bit me too. So that's all.
Well, that's what happens when you stick your. Is this mic on? That's what happens when you stick your finger in a fish's mouth for views, June.
Dude, Dude, I don't really know that. I'm not really aware of that halibut fights. I thought it's just like those striped bass that when you
I
when
would
you
say
mouth them.
alligator have like the sneakiest sharp teeth. Like
Yeah.
if you just look at it with the mouth open, you can't really see the teeth because like the gums or whatever cover them up. But once you peel back the gums, I mean that's like their needle points. So you're crazy, man. I don't know how
Yeah.
I
So
remember
Yeah.
these
that's
halibuts
pretty
are California halibuts, huh? They're not Pacific halibut.
yeah, they're all
Right.
the ones that we get here are count.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know. I guess Adam would know if anyone. Are there Pacific halibut off the shore of the Bay Area, but like in super deep water, or is it mostly like California butts?
I've seen occasional like I've seen a few caught from kayak in like Timber Cove or Shelter Cove, which is north of the bay. I don't know if you consider that Bay Area. And I've seen a couple in boats from like Half Moon Bay or Santa Cruz, but like it's like less than once a year. So I
Oh
don't
wow,
think it's really a fishery for
it's
it.
kind of an anomaly if you
Yeah,
do see one land.
like it's like catching a marlin here. They're lost basically.
Yeah.
But
A lot of
yeah,
people, a lot of people in the comments are asking Adam now, of course, for fish. So PK, do people ever ask you instead of the prizes you give away, like reels and stuff? Do people ever ask you just for fish?
No, they don't ask for fish. I haven't heard anyone asking me to give out fish for a prize. No, that would be kind of odd.
Yes. People have asked me in the past, like instead of reels and stuff, well, because I give away junky stuff, but not in my fundraiser, by the way. I have legit stuff. But in the past, people have asked me to give away fish as a prize. I'm like, that is
Really?
that's like the most insulting question. Like if I catch something, I'm going to keep it. It's so much work to catch it, to process it, to fillet it, to
Yeah.
put it in a backpack bag, to put it in the freezer. That is
Yeah.
going to my kids. And thank you for caring enough to ask the question and watch my channel. But there's no way I'm ever going to give up like protein and meat to a sub. Yeah.
for example, like that day when I caught my limit of halibut, I was off the water by noon. I stopped fishing by 11, off the water by noon, and I didn't finish like processing all the fish until like I think it was like 8 or 9 p.m. after dinner.
Yeah.
It's just so. I mean, you gotta clean all your gear, clean the kayak, and now camera gear as well, and then fillet the fish, vacuum seal it, whatever. So it's definitely a lot of work for sure.
Yeah, no, it's definitely I don't know, it's a source of pride if you can fill up your freezer with fish. And a lot of guys are like, oh, I never freeze my fish, I eat it as soon as I get it. Well, maybe because you're not catching as much fish as a full-time YouTuber, so give them a break. But no, it's definitely like personal when it comes to sticking the fish you catch in the freezer. So I think everyone
I
agrees
give
there.
fish. I give fish when I go out there on the beach, and then especially when I'm with friends and fishing with me, and then if I'm catching fish and they're not catching fish, and then time that we're leaving and they get skunked, I give my fish. Then mostly I just give away my catch to the person I'm with if they get skunked or something like that.
And also, not now because the whole quarantine, but anytime I have guests over, fish is number one on the menu.
Yeah.
Help me get rid of this fish. I mean, would you like some fish? Hey,
Here's
Leroy,
fish halibut. Do you also want to take some home with you after eating it?
because that means you need to go fish another video or film more video. Hey, Leroy. Hey, in the comments, I want to say a special shout out to Sean Borowski. He says, Adam, what's your favorite halibut recipe? But before you answer that, I want to say special thanks to Sean. Sean kicked in a bunch of cool prizes for the fundraiser that I'm putting together. So Sean, big thanks to you for supporting. It meant a lot when you reached out and sent me all that stuff. So really appreciate it. So back to you, Adam, really quickly. What's your favorite halibut recipe?
Okay, number one, especially if you like are just like trying halibut or trying to cook halibut. Number one is just to eat it raw, like as long as it's safe. Yeah, because the reason for that is halibut, like it's the easiest fish to dry out. So like if you overcook it for like 30 seconds, it's gonna get kind of dry. So like eating sashimi is my favorite. But But the next, I'm gonna cook it. It's actually pretty. You can cook it all kind of. You could steam it, bake it, whatever. But my next favorite, I think, is just fried quickly, like really hot, in butter.
Yeah.
Boom, boom on each side.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like I said, it's super easy to dry out, so you got to really watch it.
Yeah.
So Leroy has a question for PK. He says, "Hey PK or Oregon Life, what is your just favorite style of catching anything? So rock fishing, perch fishing, clam digging, freshwater stuff you do. Of all the stuff you do, what's your favorite?"
I would say crabbing is definitely my favorite because I love to eat crab and I just like crabbing. You know, I've been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah, you know, crabbing's it's a lot of work, but man, there's nothing better than like a fresh Dungeness crab, like a heavy male.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. Especially if you can catch one, like we call them jumbos down here, if they're like the backs exceed like 7.5 inches and they're around like 2 to 3 pounds. We call them jumbos. If you can find a good jumbo that's like really full, so like past its molting time, it's like it tastes like butter. Like you don't even need like salt and butter.
Yep.
It's just so good. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is your dream fish to catch?
One fish I want to catch. Boy, man, there's so many.
Just California or like
in general,
anywhere?
the whole anywhere. Like if you're
Anywhere?
given a chance to go to Alaska, anything, like your number one fish, dream.
Well, the one I saw that looks really fun because it fights pretty hard. It looks really aggressive. It's I can't remember the name. I think it's called a barramundi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's probably the one fish I want to catch. That's on my bucket list.
Dennis Farit catches
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
where
those.
to go, honestly.
I think you got to go to Australia for those.
Yeah.
Barramundi. Yeah. I follow Dennis Farit, and whenever he does like inshore stuff, he's catching big barramundi. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, any fish he puts on looks amazing, but yeah, those look, you know, bonefish look a lot of fun on fly. I've seen a few videos where people are catching bonefish on a fly because apparently like pound for pound, they're some of the fastest and harder fighting fish. Adam always says that yellowtail pound for pound are some of the hardest fighting. I've always wanted to catch a wreck amberjack because the thrill of trying to land one, getting your line cut or getting sharked. I don't know, like I'm not going to keep it. Doesn't seem like people eat them, but to land like a prize amberjack and get it to the boat before you lose it, that always, I don't know, something about that just like fascinates me, and it looks like it's a crazy, insane like hookup. So I don't know, that's on top of mine too. But I know for California fishing, you mentioned this in the past, a surf striper is on top of your bucket list, right? For California.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think
catch snook. I caught a snook, man. It was crazy.
How would you compare snook to a
striped bass? It's all kind of similar, but snook is more like more aggressive. But the same fight as a striped bass. They jump and then they run. But snook, man, it was crazy.
What about in terms of eating? What about
the best?
Really?
Better than striped bass. I think that's the best, like the best fish that I've ever tasted.
Really?
I thought snook is bad. I don't know, just because of the scales, too scaly. But when we eat it, oh my gosh, man, the best. It's like halibut meat, but juicier and not dry. Kind of like that, and it's really tasteful.
Yeah.
Very tasteful.
Yeah, I see snook videos all the time in Florida, and I don't know, they don't seem like they catch them or catch them to keep them. They seem like a sport fish more than. But I mean, you caught yours in the surf, so maybe the saltwater made a difference, something like that. So PK, so we know that crabbing is your favorite because you like to eat it the most. But what's your favorite fish to eat that you can catch?
Kokanee. Yeah, I love
kokanee
salmon. Yeah, it's it smokes really well. Very good flavor. So.
Yeah, you know what? I said this before I've said it in the past, but I said it before you came on. But my favorite fish to target in the Bay Area is salmon from a kayak. So that combination has become my favorite style of fishing. So I know salmon's not your thing, or at least salmon fishing. But if you can find your way out here and we can get you on a kayak, you got to try it, man. Because I think if you hook up with the salmon from a kayak and you're fighting a fish with barbless hooks from a small kayak in the ocean, man, it's pretty fun. And there's like so much like pressure to land it, and it's difficult to land. I think once you like finally get it to the boat and if you can net it, the reward is like insane. And then you get like yourself a nice king salmon. So I definitely recommend it.
Kind of afraid of kayak in the ocean. I'm kind of leery of being in the open ocean with my 16-footer. I don't know about a kayak.
Yeah, that's true. There is that.
Buy a boat here.
Have you guys ever encountered like just a big shark in your kayak and out in the open ocean?
So I've never seen him from my kayak.
Yeah.
I've seen him from boats in the same places where I kayak. So I know they're there.
Yeah.
That would have been a good shot for. That would have been a good content for YouTube.
Yeah, that was. I haven't seen one that started bringing the camera around. So we'll see. I know they're out there.
They're 100% out in the areas that we kayak fish in the ocean, because I've seen videos where people will fly drones and you can see their silhouette. And I'm like, oh my God, I know that spot. I fished that spot like last week, and that's a 15-foot great white that is in my spot right now, probably chasing the same bait schools that we chase to chase the salmon. And so I've never seen one from a kayak. I'm pretty sure I saw one from a surfboard once, because you see enough seals to know when you don't see a seal, but you see something else. I think that's the closest I've ever come to seeing one out in open water. But it's definitely in my mind. But every time I go out, it becomes less and less of an issue in my head. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's out of sight, out of mind.
I saw one off of Pacifica Pier when I wasn't even fishing. I was just out there kind of checking it out, and I saw one from the pier there.
Oh, great white.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 15 feet, somewhere in there.
Wow. Yeah, no, I saw videos of people shooting videos of great whites coming to the pier and checking it out and then taking off. So yeah, they're definitely out here. So PK, I understand if you don't want to come out.
Yeah, you won't catch me with a kayak out there. All right, it's not gonna happen.
Good. You know what? One less YouTuber to put to compete with out there then. So
I'll go out there in my boat, if anything.
Well, if I see you out there on the boat, make sure to run me over first, because I need the views. Do you know that Adam got run over by a boat in his kayak?
Yeah, I saw that video.
Okay. Everyone does.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that if you're like caught up.
Maybe we can set up a trip. We go out in a kayak and then call Danny to run over us. We just
just not even touch the water. Just boom, 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 boom. Views. Well, PK, it's getting a little late here. It's like 10:15. I think we're 2 hours into our show now. So amazingly, like an hour. Yeah. But thank you for checking in and giving us some insights on Oregon life, not PK. Oregon life. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Oregon life, for anyone that doesn't know, PK, formerly PK, I'm sure you'll find him. I'm sure if you don't know him, PK or Oregon life, you'll see him on YouTube. And he's not on Instagram yet. I saw him for a brief second, but I don't think he has an account that he regularly maintains. But I think I think YouTube is where you're gonna find him.
Yeah.
But just give your number here right now, your phone number, so that everybody can call you or something like that.
Yeah, everybody's gonna call him every time anyone lands in Oregon. They're gonna go get what is that? Psycho Donuts and then for fishing. The two stops. All right, man. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, and I'll see you on the other end of this, and we'll hook up, and we'll definitely go fishing. And and
guys.
I'd love to be there when you catch your first surf striper, man. It'd be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll bring
you guys.
Bye, guys. Hey, is my mic jacked up? I keep seeing people saying that they can't hear
kind
you.
of like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
It was mine earlier. That's why I switched mic and.
Yeah. Well, I can definitely hear every time you like touch your. Can you guys hear me now? Is this any better?
Go touch it again.
Well, I'm kind of spinning the jack. It's like a $11 kind of setup from Amazon. But I gotta take this more serious, I guess.
Yeah, man. Stop buying those.
Anytime you hit it or like tug on the cord a little bit, the connection's not flush. So
The $3,000 MacBook Pro, like touch bar, top of the line, graphic design, like heavy, blah blah blah. $10 mic. See, it's just like fishing. It's like you could have like a $2,000 setup that like bad nick in the line is gonna just screw it all up. Hey, I want to give a shout out to this company here. I'm not sponsored, and you've seen this company around, but this guy sent me some stuff. Cali Covers. They sent me their lure covers, and this is what it looks like when you put your lures in them. So check that out. That's a Joe Bags, kind of fits in there. And here are some Lucky Crafts and Calistas all mixed in.
Those
So
got
brand new. You're gonna have to put that in water.
yeah, what was that, Adam?
Sorry.
I was just saying they just got the bigger size to like fit the SP minnows.
Yeah, the big 9-inch. I did not get that one. I just got the little ones. So maybe Cali Covers, you're shortchanging me here. But I'm not gonna be filming a video anytime soon. So consider this the video for the name exposure, because come on, that's how it works. But you know what? I normally put my stuff in these tubes that I see online. People saying, "Oh, get these from Michael's." These are like decorate
I
or
saw that too. That looks cool.
yeah. So I do have a bunch of these, but I do notice, and again, I'm not being paid to say this. Well, I guess I am, because I'm getting free gear to talk about. But these like compress way smaller than like 5 tubes, right? So, and I'm trying to really like minimize the stuff I carry, and so throwing these in pockets definitely helps. I will say that this little hook keeper is like money, just at least messing around in my little fishing area. It seems to work. I don't know. Adam made a video. I'm just gonna consider that video my video, because I don't think I'd film any different.
Yeah, use the code diehard. But yeah, they're pretty. I'm surprised no one else has like done anything like that. They're super simple and super useful. So.
Yeah. Hey, Mexican 707 Manny just gave me donated $5 to the show for a new mic. So thank you, Manny. I really appreciate it. See, I think that's what got me here, trying to think I can get a mic for $5. Well, yeah, we're like at the 2-hour mark on the Shelter Show. I think we got up to like 95 people watching. So not quite the record breaking amount, but for anyone left, definitely check in next week, because we're gonna have the giveaway. And well, if you didn't enter the fundraiser, I understand, but if you don't want to sit through it, I understand. But we might have a special guest that you're going to want to sit in for, that will be part of it, and I think it'll be worth your time. And we did mention that there is a giveaway as part of this show. So unless you guys have anything else to say, I'll wrap it up with that. Anybody?
Go for it.
Go for it. I'm good, man.
June, any final words?
Just keep safe out there. Keep your 6 feet distance, and we're good. Yeah. So June, I concur. So this is our giveaway, and we don't just give things away. We got to make you earn it a little bit. This is how you're going to do it. It's a $20 Amazon gift card. I'd love to ship you something, but I don't want to go to the post office if I don't have to. So I think what I'll rather do is take $20 that was donated from one of these shows and send it back to you in the form of a $20 gift card. So for the 81 of you watching, there's a $20 Amazon gift card on the line. This is how you're going to do it. In either Ish's channel or June's channel, there is a pinned comment that says Easter egg in a video that was posted in 2020. Find that video, first person to find me, and email me at ishwithfish@gmail.com, gets the $20 gift card.
I think it's 2019, one from last year.
No, it should be 2020.
Okay, we'll get it.
Oh shit, is it 2019?
Yeah, give me 5 minutes. I'll put it one in 2020.
Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, it's gonna be one of June's videos or my video from 2020. We're gonna go do it right now. Adam messed up. 2020.
Right now, my bad.
Pin comment 2020. We'll see you guys later. First person to find it, email me at ishwithfish.com with your information. and we'll send you that gift card. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
All right, thanks guys.
Bye.